Hey everyone, this is a look at my DC Universe collection. This is part one. This will be mostly Justice League figures and a few extras, but this is the main section of my Justice League and some of the other teams that we have out there. We'll start with the Super Friends in the very back. You can see my Apache Chief slowly growing. Got to have his arms up in the air for that. And then moving towards the front, we have some of the more obscure members kind of filled out. I tried to put the older Super Friends in the back and then have a nice row of our standard Justice League folks, people like Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Flash. And then towards the front, I tried to have more of the obscure figures, people like the Shazam people, that type of thing. And then this is something new I'm trying. I'm actually having a whole row in the front where I'm just having figures sitting down, and this gives me a little bit more space, and I can put a lot of the figures, much more of the figures in this space, and again, it doesn't really take away from being able to see everyone. And there's old Metamorpho, who was actually the very first Collect and Connect figure. The second shelf I want to show off, this is kind of my other teams, and what I've done is I've put the Justice Society in the back, and they're pretty sprawling. You can see that most of these are the Mattel figures. I have a few of the DC Direct figures kind of mixed in, like the Jay Garrick Flash there. And then moving to the very front, what I have is the Teen Titans. Most of them are teens, so they're usually a little bit smaller, and there in the middle we kind of have our core group. I have my Beast Boy in as the eagle or falcon, I guess, and then I have him over with the Doom Patrol. So this is another section of Justice League figures, but this is actually my Alex Ross stuff and a few extras. Most of this is from the series, the Justice comic book series, and these are just really wonderful, modern, kind of more adult collectible type of figures of the Justice League. And again, I tried to put most of the standard folks in the back and then kind of worked my way around. And then in the front, I have a series of the New 52. It's actually mostly the New 52 box set that they put out. And then I have the Injustice Society or the Crime Syndicate, depending on who you want to talk to in the front there. And I've kind of paired them up with their other figures. And then at the very top of one of my shelves, I have this is from the Kingdom Come set, and this is all of the different Alex Ross figures from the Kingdom Come collection. I don't have all of them, but I have most of them. And then at the very top, we have Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and some of the other figures like the Spectre and the Deadman from, again, the Kingdom Come series. Okay, this is another set of kind of DC Direct. This is also bleeding into my Batman collection, who we'll actually be looking at next, but this is kind of odds and ends. Mostly this is the bad guys from that Justice section that I was talking about. You can kind of see them in the back there. I love that Parasite. He looks like a human covered in chewing gum, and a great Lex Luthor too. And then what I have in the front are some DC Direct Batman figures, people like the Black Mask and Bat Zorro, and there's the Penguin. A lot of these are kind of just great versions of the figures that I really didn't have any other place for, so I kind of mixed them in. There's a great Amazo, again, DC Direct figure. Okay, the next shelf that we're going to look at is kind of an odds and ends shelf. This has a few of my sub teams, and then a couple other things that I just didn't have room anywhere else, so I just kind of put them together on a single shelf. This is the complete Doom Patrol, including the Beast Boy there, rather than over with the Teen Titans. And then next to them, I actually have the New Gods figures. Big Barda needed to be a little bit bigger, in my opinion. But again, some of those are DC Directs, like Metron. And then we have the Metal Men, and a few of those are the mail-aways, like Lead and Platinum as well. And then kind of in the front row, I've got from the video game Injustice: Gods Among Us, four of the figures, and then I put in an extra Martian Manhunter. And then this is from the Target exclusive Public Enemy set that was a cartoon, kind of a one-off in a cartoon style. And then next to that, I have my Under the Water section where I've just kind of amassed a few figures there with nowhere else to put them. Okay, next we're going to look at my Bad Guys section, and this is a lot of the Build-A-Figures, and again a lot of Mattel stuff with a little bit of DC Direct mixed in with it. Starting in the back, you can see again a lot of the building figures and sort of Despero and some of the other folks. And again, those folks are nice and tall, so I put them in the back. There's the dark side Build-A-Figure with that strange gold glove that's so much fun, and Calabac, and I kind of made a New God section there as well. Moving to the forward, you can see like the parademons, and then there's the Mantis figure. Moving over to the left now, just assorted bad guys, people like Hector Hammond, Mr. Mind, and is actually in that jar, one of my favorite characters, and then a few other people, including Cyborg Superman, things like that. Okay, this is another odds and ends shelf, and again, a lot of these figures are actually from the Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon, which is a really cool cartoon. If you never had a chance, you should definitely check it out. But there we have like the Creeper and Etrigan and a few other folks, and then up at the top I have a tiny little Crisis on Infinite Earth section with the Monitor and the Harbinger and the Anti-Monitor. There, and again, we have like Adam Strange and Eclipso, and then down in the front we have Uncle Sam and Dollman from the Freedom Fighters, another series they didn't really do, and then we, again, just kind of figures that didn't really have any other place. And the very last section that we have is, of course, my Legion of Doom section, and that's at the very top, and I have all of the figures going all the way back to a Batman series with that Scarecrow, and then I also have my two versions of Doomsday there as well, keeping them in packaging but out of their cardboard boxes, and like wonderful displays that they've made for both of the figures.